Hello viewers, welcome to David Adebanjo YouTube channel. Our task today is to complete the last video I made, which is a National Examination Council 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examination that we Bece. It's a recent one, and I hope the part 1 of the paper 1 is engaging. We're going to conclude the paper 1 today, which is from 31 to 60. Sit back. I encourage you to relax and then go through it. Like I always tell my students, that you feel you're ready, pause the video, solve, and when you're done, you can press play to confirm whether you're right or wrong. Let's go to class. The objectives still remain the same. The best approach to answer Mathematics 2024 Bece, which is the Junior Waec paper 1. The focus is on 31 to 60. Since the last video contained 1 to 30, it is important for you to watch part 1 before part 2 because it's a continuation. So you don't want to jump to 2 when you have not watched part 1. Thank you. These are the questions we're starting from here down to 60. So let's go. Find the area of a circle with diameter 42. So they gave you diameter and you're looking for area of a circle. An area of a circle is pi r squared. So all you need is the radius, and then since you have the diameter, radius is half of it, so you have 42 divided by 2, and that will give you 21. So you can go ahead now. We're asked to take pi as 22 over 7 times radius. Squared means radius times radius, so that's 21 times 21. Take note. 7 here 1, 7 here you have 3. So you can multiply 22 times 3, that will give you 66 times 21. 66 times 21, you have 6, 2 times 6, you have 12, carry 1, 2 times 2, 12 plus 1, 13. So you have 6, 8, 3, and 1, and that's 1386. So the option to that question is E. 32. Find the value of y. Find the value of y in the diagram. So we're looking for the value of y in the diagram. So this is under basic trigonometry. So you label the side as given. Where 50 is facing is the opposite, so we have no business with opposites. Where 90 degrees is facing is your hypotenuse, and the last one will be the adjacent. So our business is with adjacent and hypotenuse, and in SOHCAHTOA, what relates to adjacent and hypotenuse is which is cos. So we have cos 50 equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And what's adjacent? That's y. What's hypotenuse? That's 25. So you can cross multiply and you have your y equal to 25 times cos 50. Now you use a 4-figure table to find cos 50, which they will provide, and still they even allow you guys to use calculator to write Bece now. During my days we don't, so we have all of this in our head, and then for cos 50 you use 4-figure table. So cos 50 is 0.6428. So you multiply 25 times 0.6428. Let me see if I can perform tricks here. I notice this number is divisible by 4, so I can expand this by 4. I'll tell you why I need to expand it by 4. So 4 times what we give me 0.6428. That's more like you're dividing. So 4 in 0, you have 0. 4 in 6, you have 1, remainder 2. 4 in 24, that's 6. And 4 in 2, you have 0, remainder 2. 4 in 28, that's 7. So 25 times 4, that will give you 100, and that's the reason why I divided by 100 times 0.1607. Then you're multiplying by 100, so you just move 1, 2. So your answer is 16.07. And if you look at the question, they ask us to leave it in one decimal place. So that's approximately 16.1 because 7 is rounded up. So you add 1 to this, that's 16.1. So the only answer that carries that in the option is D. Number 33, calculate the radius of a circle whose circumference. So they gave you the circumference and they're talking about radius. So you recall 2 pi r. And I'm looking for radius. So radius will be circumference over 2 pi. And then you have to leave your answer in terms of pi. Circumference is 21. So substitute all of these. That's 21 over 2 pi. And that is it. 21 over 2 pi. So your answer is D. Moving on to 34. The question says, find the volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, which is a base area which looks like a circle times the height. An area of a circle is by r squared, so you don't cram it. You only study and know it. So we have to take pi as 22 over 7. Radius they gave us as 3, 1 over 2, but we can change it to improper. That's 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, that's 7 over 2. So I'm going to use 7 over 2. Don't forget it's radius squared, so I'm going to repeat it. Then the height, we have to take height as 10, so times 10. Alright, 7 here 1, 7 here 1. 2 here 1, 2 here you have 11, 2 here 1, 2 here you have 5. So we're left with 11 times 7 times what? 5. 11 times 7 is 77. So 77 times 5, that's 35, carry 3. Another 35 plus 3, that's 38. And the answer is E. Moving on to 35. Number 35. The question says find x, and looking at this is a right angle. So only Pythagoras theorem will help you to find one of the missing side. And what we're looking for, like I said, is the side facing 90 degrees. That's the hypotenuse. So you have the formula, the hypotenuse squared equal to opposite squared plus adjacent squared. So what is the hypotenuse squared? That's x. So you have x squared equal to, you can interchange this the way you want, since you're adding, that's 3 squared plus 4 squared. So you have x squared equal to, this is 9 plus 16. X squared equal to 25. And x will give you 5. So because you take the square root of both sides, and that is how I got x equal to 5. So the answer is C. Moving on to question 36. The area of a circle is 154 cm squared. Find the perimeter of the circle. So area of a circle is pi r squared. And then you have to find the perimeter of the circle. That's 2 pi r. Alright, so if I'm looking for the perimeter, I only need r. So from what they gave you in area, you have to find your r first. So if you make r the subject of formula here, r will give you divide both sides by pi, then take the square root of it. So you have a square root of area divided by pi. So therefore you have what is the area? 154 divided by 22 over 7. And do your KCF. Square root of 154 times 7 over 22. 2 here you have 11. 2 here you have 7 and 7. So 11 again you have 1. 11 you have 7. So you have 7 times 7, which is 49. And square root of 49 is what? 7. So you have your radius to be 7. So you can find your perimeter now, which is 2 times 22 over 7 times 7. 7 cancels 7. And then you're left with 2 times 22, which will give you 44. So our answer is 44 cm, option C. Moving on to 37. Find the perimeter of the shape below. The perimeter of the shape below. So looking at this, also Pythagoras theorem that we're going to use to find our x. This is a right angle triangle. But can I teach you the easiest way not to stress yourself? Look at what they gave you, 20 and 15. See if you can reduce it to lowest from 5 can go in both, right? So this will be 4, 5 here, you have what? 3. So, and we have already done something similar to this. When you have 3, 4, you know, the hypotenuse will be 5. Now, step it up back to the original form. From 3 to 5 is times 3, right? Sorry, times 5. From 4 to 20 is times 5. So, multiply this also by 5. So, you have x equal to what? 25. So, I have my x equal to 25. Now, the question says perimeter. Perimeter is the distance round the shape. So, I have 15. They gave me before 20. And I found the third side to be 25, the longest side. So, you can add together now 15 and 25. That will give you a 40 plus 20, that's 60. So your answer is 60. E is the correct answer. Number 38, calculate the value of x and the figure below. Correct to 1 decimal place. So if you look at this, it's still the basic trigonometry using SOHCAHTOA. And if you check what they gave us the opposite, which is the unknown. We have the hypotenuse, the side facing 90 degrees. So what we're using now between SOHCAHTOA is the SO, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 45 is equal to opposite, and opposite is x. Hypotenuse is 10. You cross multiply, you have your x equal to 10 times sine 45. And then you have 10 times, what is sine 45? Sine 45 is 0.7071. If you use your calculator, this is what you get. And then you multiply. When you multiply, you just move the decimal point 1 step. And that will give you 7.071. You can also use 4-figure table, which they will provide for you on exam day. It's our special angle. And then maybe in the next video, I will teach you how to leave all your special angle in terms of what? Root form. So this is your answer, but they said 1 dp. So this is where you're stopping. So you have to round this one up. That's +1. So your answer is 7.1. And that is C. Moving on to 39. Find the area of the shape below. The shape below is a trapezium. And the area of a trapezium is A plus B times the height over 2. What are the A plus B? The two parallel sides. So we can take this as A, and B, they didn't really give us, but very easy to find. We have done a lot of Pythagoras triple today. So this is the hypotenuse, which is 5, and this is 4. So finding the other side will be 5 squared, that's 25 minus 4 squared, that's 16. 25 minus 16, that's 9 square roots of 93, and that's how we arrive at the street. If you need clarity, chat me up and I'll make video on Pythagoras theorem. And same thing is applicable today because we know here is 4, so here is also 3. And opposite sides of a rectangle equal. So if AB is 12, DC will also be 12. So in total, you have 3 plus 12 plus 3. 3 plus 12, 15, plus 3, that's 18. So therefore, B is what? 18. B is 18. So you have all the information. This is your height. So all that we need is given. A as 12. We have gotten B as 18. And height as 4 over 2. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. And then 12 plus 18 will give you, that is 30. So you have 30 times 2, which will give you 60. So your answer is option E. Moving on to question 40. Calculate the value of x and the figure below. Like I said, questions like this, you just need your 4-figure table beside you, because I'm the pro at it. So I have it in my head, but not all. So I will advise you, make sure you get your 4-figure table beside you. Sum of angle in a triangle is 180. So I can find the third angle, and that will give me 40. How do I get 40? This is 90 plus 50, that is 140. 180 minus 140, you have 40. And that is how I got that, because I want to use this as my opposite and use this as my what's it called? Adjacents. All right, so when I do this, what am I looking for? So I'm looking for tan then, because in the so quatre, let me write it again. The more you write it, the more you master it. So quatre. Opposite and adjacent, what relate them is toi, which is opposite over what? Adjacent. So I'm using tan. So tan 40, I'm using 40. And 40 degree equal to opposite, which is x, over adjacent 15. Cross multiply. And you have x equal to 15 times tan what? 40. And using your 4-figure table, tan 40 will give you 0.8390. You can leave it this way. Now you multiply 0.839 times 15. 5 times 945, carry 4. 5 times 3, 15 plus 4, that's 19, carry 1. 5 times 8, 40 plus 1, 41. So just put that 4 here, because 5 times 0 is 0 plus the 4, you have 4. Then 1 times everything gives you everything. So you have 9, 3, 8, and 0. So you add up, and that will give you 5. 18, carry 1, and that will give you 5. And this will give you 12, 2 carry 1, and this is the 1. And 3 decimal place, look at it. This is 3 dp, 3 dp. So 3 decimal place, so you bring it back in here. So this is the decimal point. And the question said 2 decimal place. So you're going to round this one up. And when you round it up, you have 12.59. And the answer is B. Question 41. Calculate the area of a parallelogram whose base is 15 and the height is 2.5. That's the direct one. And area is base times height. So they gave you the base to be 15, height to be 2.5. And that is it. So you're just multiplying 15 times 25. And later you put the decimal place in there. 5 times 5, 25, carry 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2, that's 7. 2 times 5, that's 10, carry 1. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So you have 7, 3, and 1 dp. You put back, and that is it, 37.5. So option E is the right answer. 42. Find the volume of a cuboid. Volume of a cuboid is length times breadth times height. You can also call length times width times height. So they gave you the length, which is along, to be 25. The width, which is the wideness, to be 15. And the height, which is the eye, to be 10. So that's all. Don't forget earlier, we just did 15 times 25. And here it's also 15 times 25. Look at it again, we got 375. So this is 375 times 10. And that's 3750. So your answer is option C, 3750. Moving on to question 43. Calculate the volume of a cone. The volume of a cone is the volume of a cylinder, which is pi r squared h. Then you divide it by 3. That's all. So we have our radius and we have our height. So everything we need is given. We have our pi to be 22 over 7. Radius as 3 over 2 times 3 over 2. And the height as 14 over 3. So 3 cancel 3. 7 here 1, 7 here 2. 2 cancel 2. 2 here 1, 2 here is 11. So we're left with 11 times what? 3. Am I communicating? That is wrong. You know why? Because I didn't divide by this 3. This 3 was not reflecting in anywhere. So don't forget to multiply by 3. So meaning I say I've divided by 3. 3 cancel 3. So my answer is 11. Don't fall cheaply to that trap. Divided by 3. This 3 must always appear in your calculation. Thank you. Number 44. If the figure, in the figure below, the height of a parallelogram A, B, C, D, find the height here. So we're looking for the height. And I gave the formula earlier for parallelogram is base times what? Height. So they gave us the area. And then we have our base. So that's very easy. 28 equal to the base 7 times, and we're looking for the height. Just divide by 7. That's all. Just cancel this, and you have your h equal to 4. Question 45. The bearing of x from y. Take note of the word from. So whatever I'm drawing here has to be the region of what? Y. And then we're told that the bearing of x from y is 145. This is three-figure bearing. So you start from the north and you go clockwise. So this is 90. So 145 will be in this quadrant. So you draw from the reference point and extend it down. So wherever you're going here, the 4 cardinal points you're drawing now is your x. So the whole of this is 145, which is a combination of 90 and 55. So here is 55. Now you can read the last statement. They said, what is the bearing of y? Meaning you're going back to y, but starting from what? X. So you go all the way from the north again. And where are you stopping? The line that takes you back straight to your y. So you go this way. So this is 90, this is 90, this is 90, and this is 55. So x from y, y from x is equal to 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 55. 3 90s is 270 plus 55. That will give you 5. This will give you 12, carry 1, and that will give you 3. So you have 325. E is the right answer. Moving on to question 46. Convert the compass bearing. They gave you south, 83 degree west. So we're converting it to three-figure bearing. So what matters is you locate your south. This is south, and this is west. So this is the line we're talking about. South heading towards what? East, because the confusion, where should I put 83? You're starting from the south, so this is where 83 will be, not on the spot, not here. Take notes. So this is 83. So what you're reading now, since we have to change it to three-figure bearing, I've said this like twice today in the series. When it comes to three-figure bearing, you start from the north and you go clockwise, and you're going to stop at the line that takes you to your location, and this is the line. So here is 90, here is 90, then you add your 83. So it's 90 plus 90 is 180. 180 plus 83, you have a 3. This is 16, carry 1, and this is 2. 263. E is the right answer. Question 47. State the three-figure bearing. The three-figure bearing of x from y. So I can redraw this diagram. This is my x, and then it extends down to y. This is my y. So if you look at this, you can, you can draw your and section it out here. So if you section it out, if here is the whole of this place, they gave you to be what? The whole of this place will be 140. And sum of angle on a straight line will be 180. So this remaining part will be 40 to make up 180. And then the question is x from y. So from y, you start from the north, and this is a part you're looking for. So you can only use alternate angle. If here is 40, here will be 40. Alternate angle, call it z angle. So your answer is 0, 4, 0, which is option C. Number 48. Find the value of x in the diagram below. Find the value of x. Again, you trace it out. This is your opposite to the angle 30. And this is the what? Hypotenuse. So we're using so. We're using so. We have business with car, we have business with tour. Why are we using so? Because we have opposite, we have what? Hypotenuse. So sine 30 equal to opposite, which is x over 16. And sine 30 we know is 1 over 2, and that's x over 16. Cross multiply, you have 2x equal to 16. Divide both sides by 2, and x will give you 8. So answer is C. Moving on to question 49. Find the value of x. Sum of angle in a triangle is 180. So add all the angle together. X plus 2 plus 3x plus 5 plus 2x plus 23. Everything will give you 180 degree. How many x do we have here? This is x plus 3x, that's 4x, plus 2x, that's 6x. So we have 6x, and the number 2 plus 5, that's 7, and 7 plus 23, that will give you 30. So you have plus 30 equal to 180 degree. And any number that crosses equal sign will change. So we're trying to collect the like term. So 6x remain here, 30 goes to the other side. So the positive changes to negative. So you have 6x equal to 150 degree. And then you divide by 6, divide by 6. 6 cancels 6. And how many 6 can go here? Just 2. That's 12, remain the 3. And 6 and 30, you have 5. That's 25 degree. So x is 25 degree, which is option A. Moving on to question 50. The linear scale factor of two similar shapes. Linear scale, they gave you 3:4. And if the area, so we're talking about area, so we need area factor before we go further. So area factor is when you square both, and that will give you 9 to 16. Now, if the area of the smaller shape is 81, under the smaller ratio you put your 81, find the area of the bigger. So let's just call this B, and that's all. So you can do it anyhow. You can cross multiply, you can use equivalent fraction. I think equivalent fraction is better. 9 times what will give me 81, that's 9. So I'm just going to multiply by 9, and that's all. So what 9 times 6, that's 54, right? So you have 4 carry 5. And then 9 times 1, that's 9 plus 5, that is 14. And your answer is 144 cm squared. That's E. Moving on to question 50. A man bought an article for 6,800 naira and received 420 as commission. Calculate the percentage of commission. So we're just looking for the percentage of commission, which will be commission over the total amount times 100%. What's the commission? Commission is 420 over the total 6,800, then times 100% to change anything to percentage. So 2 zeros cancel 2 zeros. And 2 here you have 34. 2 here you have 2, 1 and 0. 2 cancel go, you have 17. 2 here you have 1, in 1, 0, in 10 you have 5. So you have 105 divided by what? 17. And this will go how many times? Can we try 6 times? 17 times 6, 42, carry 4. And 6 plus 4, 10. So it can go 6 times conveniently. So 6 times 17, we have 102. You subtract, and that will give you 3. Already I know my answer can never be A, B, C, because I've gotten 6 points, and there's a 1 decimal place. So I still need 2 digits. It's a decimal, add 0. Sorry, add 0. How many times? It will go once. And then 1 times 17 is 17. You subtract, and that will give you 3, 13. And then add 0 again. And then that's 130. So how many times 17 we go in? Okay, let me add 34. 17 times 6 is already 102. If I add 34, that's 217. It will be more than, because this will give you 136, and what we have here. So you can only go 7 times. And you stop there. There's a 1 decimal place. How did I get 7? This is 17 times 6. Plus 1 more 17, because if I add to 17, it will be more than what I have here. So round up 7 up, because it's more than 5. It's up to 5 and above, and that's plus 1. So that will give you 6.2. So your answer is option E. Moving on to question 52. the area of a diagonal, the area and a diagonal of a rhombus. So we gave you a rhombus, 360, and so this is for the area, and this is diagonal. Find the length of the other diagonal. And what's the area of a rhombus? That's a diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2. So we have the area to be 360, diagonal 1 to be 24. We're looking for the other diagonal, d2 over 2, 2, that's 12. So you have 360 equal to 12 times d2. Still divide by 12. So 12 cancel 12, you have your d2. And 12 here, you have 3 and 0, that's 30. And that's the second diagonal. So E is our answer. Moving on to 53. The volume scale factor of 2. So they gave you the volume scale factor of 2 is 64 ratio 125. Now they're asking you for the area. So you have to find the linear factor first. And to find the linear factor is to take the cube root of this number, 64 ratio 125. If you know your cube root very well, cube root of 64 is 4, because 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64. And that of cube root of 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, so that's 5. Now they ask for the area scale factor. That's when you square the linear factor. That's 4 squared ratio 5 squared. So your answer is 16 ratio 25, D. Moving on to 54. The linear scale factor of two similar shape. Linear scale factor of two similar shape is 3 to 7. Find the volume. So if we're looking for the volume factor when the linear scale is giving you cube each of the ratio, and that will give you 3 times 3 times 3, that's 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. And 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 7, 63, 7, that's 63, carry 6, 28, 28, 29, 30, 4. So you have 3, 4, 3. So your answer is option D. Don't fall into the trap of E, they switch it around. Number 55. The linear scale of two similar shape. Linear scale. Again, linear factor, you have 4 to 5. Find the area. So the area factor will be 4 squared ratio 5 squared. And that will give you 16 to 25. Or like they are repeating themselves. So that's C. Moving on to 56. The area factor of two similar. So you have the area factor to be 4 to 9. And they're talking about volume. So first of all, you have to find linear factor. And I've said that you take the square root of the area factor, and that will give you 2 to 3. Now you can find the volume factor by taking the cube of the linear factor. That's 2 cube ratio 3 cube. And that will give you 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. What is the volume of the smaller? So we're looking for the smaller, let's call it S. If the volume of the bigger is 270. So like I said, you can use the equivalent fraction, you can cross multiply, turn into algebra, but using equivalent is faster for numbers like this because I know I'm just multiplying by 10. So therefore, it's just for me to multiply it by 10. So meaning my answer is 8 times 10, 80. So your answer is B. Moving on to 57. A parallelogram. Okay. All right, so they said PQR is a parallelogram. This is 15, this is 18. Okay, so start with this. Why do I have to? Because you have to place 30 where it should be placed. This is an obtuse, so I can't place 30 here. I can place 30 here, so this is why I can place 30 degree. And I can also place it here, because opposite angle in a parallelogram are equal. All right, so this is my Q. So if I start my labeling from here, I can call this P, Q, R, And obviously this is S, so you can fill up now. PQ is 15, so this is 15. And QR is 18, this is 18. So determine the area of a parallelogram. An area of a parallelogram, we have said, is base times what? Height. Perpendicular height. And they gave you the base to be 18. We don't have the height, so we're going to find the height first. H to continue the area. So how can we find this height? Look at this 30. This is the opposite. And this is perpendicular height. This will be the what? Hypotenuse. So we're still using SOHCAHTOA. And in the SOHCAHTOA, we're using sine. So sine 30 equal to what is opposite to 30? H over what is the hypotenuse? 15. This is 1 over 2, right? Equal to H over what? 15. Cross multiply. You have 2H equal to 15. And H will give you 15 over 2. So you can bring it back here. So times H is now 15 over 2. 2 here 1. 2 here you have 9. So your answer is 9 times 15. And 9 times 5 is 45. Carry 4. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4. That's 13. So your answer is 135 cm squared. Moving on to 58. Find the area of a circle whose radius is 7. Area is pi r squared. So pi is 22 over 7. And we have to take radius as 7. But you have radius squared here, meaning radius times radius. So cancel this. And you have 22 times 7 equal to 7 times 2, 14. Carry 1. 7 times 14 plus 1, that's 15. And that's option E. Moving on to 59. Sum of angle on a straight line must give you 180 degrees. So by the time you add 2y plus 5y plus y, that will give you 180 degrees. And 2y plus 5y, that's 7y, plus 1y, that's 8y, equal to 180 degrees. So you divide both sides by 8. And 2 here, you have 4. 2 here, you have 90. 2 here, you have 2. 2 here, you have 45. So you have 45 over 2, which 2 in 4 will give you 2. In 5, 2 remain the 1, the decimal point. Add 0. 2 in 10, you have 5. So your answer to Y is option A. Alright, the last number, question 60. Calculate the area of the shaded portion. To find the shaded, we're going to do the whole shape minus unshaded. And if you look at the shape of the whole shape, it is rectangle, while the unshaded is a semicircle. The area of the whole shape is length times breadth. That of the unshaded is a semicircle, which is pi r squared over 2. That's the area of the circle divided by 2. Now we have our length to be 20. We have our breadth to be 15. The challenge with students is they find it difficult to know their radius. This is diameter. Opposite side of a rectangle is equal, so this is 15, which is your diameter. So radius will be half of it, 15 divided by 2. So I have all the information, then I can start solving. So here is 20 times 15, done with the whole shape. For the unshaded, pi is 22 over 7. Radius, we said, is 15 over 2 times 15 over 2 because it's radius squared. And don't forget the over 2, just times it by 1 over 2. So 2 here 1, 2 here you have 11. We have 11 times 15 times 15. That's 11 times 15 times 15 over 7 times 2 times 2. And here is just 20 times 15. This is 300. All right, so we need to find what is 11 times 15 times 15. 50 times 15 is 225, right? So let's write 225 times 11. That'll give you 5, 2, 2, 5, 2, 2. And that'll give you 5, 7, 4, and 2. I believe we're together. So that is what you get in at the top. So you have 300 minus 2, 4, 7, 5 over 7 times 2, 14 times 2, 28. So long division, 28. Then here you have 2,475. So 28 in 2, 0 in 24, 0. 28 in 247. It can't go 10 times because 20 times 10 is 280. So let's try 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 4 carry 6. 8 times carry 6. Take note of that. 8 times 2. That's 16. So by the time you add 16 to this, you're going to have 22. So when you subtract, you have 3. And then you have 2. So drop down your 5. How many times again? Obviously it's still 8 times. You multiply, you say I have 2, 2, 4. You subtract, and when you subtract you have 1, and you have 1. Then add 0, add decimal point. And how many times? Obviously it is more like 3 times. Because if you do 28 times 4, let's see, 32, carry 3, and this is 8 times, 4 times 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, so it's more than, so it's like 3 times, so approximately 88. Approximately 88. Why am I approximating? Because all the answers are in whole numbers, so you have 300 minus 88. 300 minus 88. Borrow from here, you have 2, comes out as 10, cancel, that's 9. 10 minus 8, you have 2. 9 minus 8, you have 1. 2 minus nothing, you have 2. And this is the answer. So your answer is D. Wow! I hope you enjoy the series. Thank you for watching this series. Do not forget to like, share, and then put your comment there. If there are any topic that challenge you, you can drop it there too. I'll look into it at my time. The next video, I think will be the senior secondary. See you later. Bye for now.